All right, let's start with question 1 on EE3. So Monty's monthly pay after taxes is $2,500. He spends 25% of his pay on rent and 10% on utilities. He saves 8% of his pay every month and then gives 1/12 of his pay to partners in health. How much of his pay is left for other purposes? So we have to think of this as kind of different pots of money, but we can add up the percentages that it gives us because we know those pots of money are accounted for. So we've got 25% plus 10% plus 8%. 25, 18 is 43. So 43% gone. Now I need to figure out what 1/12 is. So the easiest way to do this is on a calculator, where you just go 1 divided by 3. Sorry, not 3. 1 divided by 12. Nope, that's 13. 1 divided by 12. And I get 0.833. So I'm going to go with 8.3 as my percent. So I'm going to go ahead and add that up. So 51.3%. Now, if it was 50%, that'd be a really easy number to find because I could just take half of his take-home pay. But I'm going to go ahead and express this in an expression, so which is 0.513. Okay, now that will give me how much of his money is accounted for. But I need a different expression to figure out how much money is left. So the amount that he has minus the amount accounted for. Now I could do the other version of this. Serves me right for trying to focus the camera. Come on. There we go. Okay, I could do the other expression of this, which is to do the inverse. So instead of 0.513, I could subtract 100. I go 100 minus 5. Nope, that's not 100. This one's really sticky. Minus 51.3. So 100% minus 51.3% would give me 48.7%. 48.7. So these two are equivalent expressions. I have the total he has minus the amount he's already accounted for, or I could find out just what's left. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the 48.7%. So 2,500, and then I multiply it by 0.487 to find the 48%. So that leaves him $1,217.50, adding in the dollar sign. Okay, again, if you use this expression, you get exactly the same thing. You do whatever way works for you. All right, I'm dropping in here from home, from the future, and there was a problem with the last question, so I thought I would rather give you the correct one rather than trying to put something on the screen. So Carol earned $750. She put 1/4 into savings. She bought a shirt for $67.11 and a sweater for $76.74. How much does she have left? So I'm looking for all the things that are accounted for with the total. So my expression is going to be my total minus all the expenses. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay. So I want 25% or 1/4. Now there's lots of ways to get that. You can go 750 divided by 4. You can go 750 times 0.25. You can do the 10% method where you take 75, that's just 10%, another 75, which is 10%, and then 37.5. If you add that up, you get 187.50. You'll also get that if you divide by 4 or multiply by 0.025, or 0.25, sorry. Then I need to add up the costs that she's got. So she's got her shirt and her sweater. So if I add those up, I'm going to get $143.85, and I add that to what I know she's got in savings already. That gives me $331.35. And then the last step is how much does she have left? So I need to take my $750 and I need to subtract $331.35, which gives me $418.65. That is our answer. So she has about $418 left. Number 3, Terry earns a 15% commission on his weekly sales. Each week he puts 1/5 of his commission in a savings account and spends the rest on bills. So of that 15%, I know I'm dividing it up into 5 pieces, where 1 is going to be his savings and 4 are going to be for bills. If Terry's sales for 1 week are $2,450, how much money does he use on bills? So right away, I know I need to find 4/5 of whatever his total commission is. So to find commission, we take the number, $2,450, and we find the percentage of it. Now, again, I would use the 10% method here where I just move the decimal over. So 10% would be 245, and then I take half of that. It's a little harder to half, but 100 is half of 200, and half of 45 is 2250. 57, 6. So 367.50. That seems about right. Let's double check on a calculator because it's always a good idea to double check your math. 50 times 0.15, 367.50. Perfect. So that is 15%. This is his commission. Now I want to know what 4/5 of that is because I know 1/5 is going to savings, so 4/5 is what's left. So I'm going to use the old divide by denominator, multiply by the numerator. So I have my 367.50 divided by 5 times 4 gives me $294, which is how much Terry has left to spend on bills. All right. 4 friends are helping old ladies cross the road and getting $50 each. The chart shows how much money each friend spent. So of the $50, Eric spent $30. So right away, I'm going to start calculating. So 30% of $50, I'm going to take 10%, which is 5, and multiply it by 3. So Eric spent 15. Terry spent a quarter. So I break this up into quarters. So you can use a calculator for this one. 50 divided by 4 gives me $12.50. So $15, $12.50, 20%. Use the same method where I go 5 is 10% times 2 is $10. And then John spent $20. Who has the most money left? So instead of looking for the one who spent the most, we're looking for the one who spent the least, which would be Michael, who only spent 20% of his total. So who has the most money left? That's Michael. All right. Brian earns $15 per hour and works 23 hours each week. So $15 an hour times 23 hours a week. So 15 times 23 gives me $345. He gets a 10% raise. All right. I know 10% is just move the decimal over. So he gets $34.50 extra. So he gets $379.50 per week. Then he wants to save 30% of each paycheck. So now I'm going to multiply that by 0.3. So I've got 379.5 times 0.3, which gives me 113.85. Then it asks me how much money will he have saved in 4 weeks. So I'm just going to multiply that times 4, which gives me $455.40. That's how much he'll have saved. All right. Moving on to number 6. On Monday, a widget costs $46.95 and a doodad costs $25.50. On Friday, the widget was discounted 25%. And the doodad was discounted by 1/3. What's the total price before sales tax? So I'm finding 25% discount and 1/3 discount. I'm going to go with the calculator method, 46.95. And then I'm just going to divide by 4 because I know 25% is 1/4, so I can just divide by 4. I could also multiply by 0.25, up to you. And so the discount is $11.70, and then I'm going to round that because these are dollars and cents, right? We have to round that up to 174. I don't know if you can see that very well. So $11.74. And I subtract that from the original price, and then I'm going to do the same with $25.50. Divide by 3, which is subtract 8.5 or 850. And again, remember, I'm dividing by 3 and technically multiplying by 1, but I don't need to do that because I know what anything multiplied by 1 is. So 5 minus 4 is 1, 2, 5, and 3. So 35.21. And then 0, 5 minus 8 is 17. So I've got $17 plus 35.21. I want the total price, which gives me 21 cents, 52.21. That's the total price. That was number 6. Moving on to number 7. A family made 3 trips to the grocery store in 1 month. On the first trip, they spent $120. On the second trip, they spent 20% less. On the third trip, they spent 3/4 of the second. So I want to find 20%. 10% would be 12, double that. So I'm going to go, they spent $24 less. So 120 minus 24 gives you 96. So they spent $96 on that second trip. Now I need to find 3/4. So I'm going to do the divide by denominator, multiply by numerator. So divide by 4, multiply times 3, and I get 72. So they spent 120, 96, and 72. How much did they spend the whole month? So I need to add 120, 96, and 72, which I get 8, and so they spent $288 on groceries that month. All right, Maribel shops at a store where everything's 25% off. She buys a shirt and a pair of jeans. The price of the shirt is $27. The regular price of the pair of jeans is $33. How much money does she save? Well, let's go ahead and add these up, which gives us $60. And I want to find 25%. So if I break 60 up into quarters, I get $15. So times, you can do it by times 0.25, or you can do it divide by 4, either one. And how much money does she save? Well, she saves $15. That's what the discount is. All right, a store purchased a pair of jeans for $20 a pair. The store increased the price of the jeans by $60%. So $20 plus, they're going to go up 60%. But then they went on sale for 1/4 off the store price. So let's start here. So I want to find 60% of 20. 20 times 0.6 gives me 12. So the store is selling the jeans for $32. But then it goes on clearance. So 32, I'm going to divide it by 4, gives me 8. So I know that the discount from that is 8. So if I subtract 32 minus 8, I get $24. Now, so she saves, the customer pays $24. The store still makes some money, right? Even though they took a discount, they still made $4 on that. All right, and finally, number 10. Kira uses spends 150 minutes doing homework. Math takes 1/8, science takes 20%, English takes 1/2. What percent is social studies? That's English, that's science, and that's math. So I see this and I say, let's just convert to percents or decimals. So I have 0.2. I know 1/2 is 0.5. I'm going to go, what's 1/8? I know it's 12.125, excuse me. So then I'm going to add those up and see what I have. 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so she's used 82.5% of her time on those. So how much time does she spend on social studies? Well, what's left? If I take 100% and I subtract 82.5%, she has 17.5% or 0.175. Okay, 17.5%. And that should all add up to 100 of the 150 minutes. Now, it doesn't ask me how many minutes is that, thankfully, but you could find that by multiplying 150 by 17.5 and getting how many minutes she spent. All right, good luck. Study hard, and good luck on tomorrow's test.